Okay, guys. So it's 9:01. So let's continue. If others will be joining, they will be joining in the midway. So first of all, welcome everyone, and let me start with my introduction first. So my name is Rohan, and I have more than 9+ years of experience working in the IT industry. That too with the security products. Okay, so my expertise lies with reference to the security devices, mostly with reference to the firewalls itself. Okay, so and also while working in this IT industry for past 9 years almost, I have worked with almost all the clients with various regions. So I have a vast hands-on or know-how with reference to most of the common issues, challenges, hurdles that the customers face in day to day. Okay, so that is what I will try to bring up with reference to this course module as well. So whatever the concept or whatever the examples that we will be discussing while going through the entire course contents and with reference to the concepts and all, everything will be related and linked with reference to the real-time issues. Okay, the what is really happening into the network and what is something that you have to take care of. Okay, now just give me a moment. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, and saying that, so see, the point of this course is anyhow is to give you the complete insight as what is going on into the current network, so that you can face the day-to-day challenge, and like that is what this course stands out from the others. Okay, so from the others, this course will not require you to just get some sort of an bookish knowledge. Okay, so some sort of some documented knowledge and all, and like that is enough. Okay, this course would require you to enhance your troubleshooting, manageability, as well as the configuration skills. That is what it is. Okay, that's all that this course is all about. So so allow me to share the screen first, and that will give you a clear picture why I'm saying that. Okay, and needless to say, whatever the questions that you may have, while if in case I have made some points and all, and you feel to ask any of the concerns, questions, please do raise. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so just confirm once you are able to see my screen though.
Yes, it is visible.
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, fine then. Okay, so see, this course is with reference to the clubbing of two certifications, that is NSE 4 and NSE 7. And these two modules includes the SD-WAN here as well. So the SD-WAN here, whatever that is mentioned, is with reference to the FortiGate firewall. Okay, so more or less the SD-WAN concepts and the deployment, the labs will be done with reference to the FortiGate firewall. Okay, so this SD-WAN module is included in both of these certifications. Okay, so that's why this entire module will be summarized with reference to the NSE 4, 7, and the SD-WAN. Okay, so we will see the contents on to that. But first of all, let us understand that why we should go for this. Okay, so if I am someone who is thinking in order to get some sort of technical certifications, so there are several certifications in the market. So why I should go with the FortiGate? That is with reference to the security product. Now to answer that, first thing, let's come across the businesses, right? So see with reference to the businesses, the quadrants and all. Okay, I have not attached the latest 2023 first quadrant. Okay, first quarter result where the Fortinet has itself been topped. Okay, but I will show you the not that old but recent data. Okay, So that is with reference to December 2022. You can see it here. So see, for the network firewalls, in the leader section, Fortinet is in the top, right? Not only that, it's not just a fluke. Okay, just okay, fine. If in a single quadrant it has, oh sorry, if in a single quarter, Fortinet has been ranked as a #1. So what, right? It like may be a fluke. But if you see the history of that, see the September 2022, Fortinet. See the vendors with reference to Jan 2022. Okay, so I'm showing you past 1 year data here as well. See here for Fortinet, there's a close fight, right? But not that close. Okay. With reference to where the data centers, enterprise means the big giants, okay, like Meta, Google, okay, Microsoft and all, the big giants. So they also have rated Fortinet as one of the preferred device that they opt to go for. See the next one, distributed, that is the mediums and all, right? They are also referring Fortinet as the preferred one. Although here you can see there is a close fight with reference to Palo as well. But anyhow, Fortinet has come up in the top. Now let me show you the SMB, that is small medium businesses, the small companies, right? Even the smaller ones, as startups or like something to that. Here, see Fortinet is in the top, correct? Okay, just give me a moment. I see 3 messages. Lost voice. Okay, is my audio lost? Hello.
No, I can hear it again.
Okay.
There was some problem. Actually, my device got connected to Bluetooth and I didn't realize it.
Oh, okay, not a problem. Okay, so like I was saying, that see, this is the historical data that proves that yes, FortiGate is one of the, or like Fortinet is the company. Okay, so let me be clear here. Fortinet is the company which builds several products into that. Okay, it builds several products. So here the graph which I'm showing you is with reference to the security. Now see, if the companies are trusting Fortinet to handle their network security problems, that means the demand for the manageability for that product will be higher, right? And like that is what we all want, right? We need to have a right skill set depending upon the right time. So this is why I say that FortiGate certifications, that is NSE 4 and 7, will always prove you very handy in terms of grabbing or to enhance your skills out of those clustering of the network engineers. Okay, so that's the proven record with reference to the Gartner. Okay, and like this is something which I have only showed you for past 1 year, but if you log in into the Gartner, you can see that this is the record that has been proven from past 4 to 5 years. Fortinet has been leading in top. Okay, now saying that, so this is one aspect. Okay, now the other aspect is that, like I said, that this certification would not require you to only to carry some documented bookish knowledge. That is not sufficient. The way this module is designed and the way the questions has been posed in order to have the NSE 4 and NSE 7 certification, that is not simply a simple MCQ with, okay, fine, what is DSCP, on what port does the DSCP function, what is the ether port of ARP and all. That's not a straight plain questions, okay, that you have to just choose the answers on to it. It is always the scenario based questions. Now let's assume the customer A wants to reach from point A to point B as shown in diagram below. He is having so and so issue. The network engineer has checked session entry, routing entry, and policy as shown below. So they will share the screenshot of that. And then the last statement is based upon the above topology and the shared screenshot. what could be the possible reason, or what could be the fix, and then they will give you 4 to 5 options. Okay, now see, this is how the question is posed. The point that they are trying to test is that just by seeing in the outputs and understanding the situation, are you able to narrow it down? That okay, this is the issue that I see, and the fix is that. So this is how the question is designed in this. Okay, the NSE 4 and 7. It is all scenario based. So likewise, you can see here, okay, that let me see this. So it will let you to know how to implement, troubleshoot, and manage. These 3 are the key factors of this course. Okay, so that is what we are also going to focus. Whenever I will pick up a topic to continue, okay, I would in every classes I like ask my batch to participate. Okay, it's like never a one-way communication that okay, I am just talking, telling you what are the things and all, and you guys are simply listening and all. It's never about that. You feel something, oh hey man, I'm not able to understand, or you may have some other point of views, right? Put it. It should be a two-way communication. Okay, so if the more you talk, the more you discuss, the more you questions my thought, the better it is. Okay, it will be cleared for everyone, because it is necessary for this course. If you do not talk, you will not be learning as much. Okay, so that's the point. Now, who should be attending this course? Okay, irrespective of your background, you may be from switching, routing, or maybe from server team doing some handling some EOD devices and all, whatever your background is. If you know the basics knowledge, that is important. And when I say basics, what I am expecting is, if I say OSI model, do you know all the layer 7, all the layers from layer 1 to layer 7? If I say that hey, IP is a layer 3, right? Correct. So if I say that HTTPS is the layer 7 protocol, so does that make sense to you? Do you understand what is the OSI model? If yes, this course is for you. If you understand that if I write 192.168.1.0/24, so this is the subnet, right? So this means what? What are the usable IPs? So 192.168.1.0 till 192.168.1.255, where your 1.0 is network ID and your 1.25 is broadcast ID, right? Whatever falls in between that is 1.1 till 1.254. These are your host IPs. That means something which you can use to be assigned onto the system, servers, or whatever you want to use, right? So do you understand this subnet? If yes, this course is for you. That's all I need. That's all, nothing more. Just the ABC of the networks. If you know that, this course is for you. If I say ARP means what? That whenever I will be needing a MAC address, ARP is used to get you that, right? So ARP query is raised and then you receive an ARP response, which is in broadcast in nature. Basics. That's the basics that I'm looking for. If you have that, this course is for you. See, why this is needed is because while I will be telling you these several concepts and all, I will be using these terms frequently. Okay, like for example, if I will talk about the cluster, there I will be using about IPs, MAC addresses, ARPs. Okay, I will be talking about that. If I'm telling you with reference to the DSCP, DNS and all, I will be using their DNS query, DNS reply, and likewise. Okay, if I'm telling you about the SSL, okay, if I'm talking about the proxies, so there I will be using HTTP, HTTPS, and I will be showing you the Wireshark captures where we will see all those headers, what it contains and all, right? So that should be making sense. It should not be that, okay, you are complete blank onto that, okay, fine, what he said right now. It's like if I'm saying subnet, you are blank that, okay, what is subnet now? Okay, you should not be in that phase. So that's basics. And if you want to refresh it, just watch any of the YouTube videos that you feel like, right? There are millions of videos that's explaining all these basic terms, which I think hardly it will take you around 30 to 40 minutes to grasp it. That is what it is. Okay, so if you have these basic understanding, this course is for you. Nothing much I need. You have not touched the firewall in your entire career till date, not a problem. The point why I'm saying that it's not a problem, even if you have not learned the firewall or any firewall for that matter, if you have never worked on to that, why that's not a problem is because the course that how it is designed is, let me tell you with reference to the NSE 4, okay? So let's say with reference to the NSE 4, there are 2 sections onto it. So the entire module is divided into 2 sections. One is with reference to the security part and the other one is with reference to the infra. So if you see here, with reference to section number 1, that is with reference to security, the first is with reference to introduction. That is what the firewall is, what is the FortiGate, okay? And how you will do the initial setups, like assigning the IPs, defining the administrators, and likewise, okay, the basics ABCD of the firewalls. Okay, now the concepts of security fabric, firewall policies, NATing, okay, firewall authentication. This is with reference to admin. Okay, this is with reference to admin. Loggings, how we will be reading the logs, how we can record the logs, how to make a sense out of that. Okay, so that is very, very critical in order to understand what is going on inside the firewall, because if something goes wrong, you at least have to point out the issue, right? That, okay, what is going on there? How does your firewall behave with reference to certificates? How important is the certificate? And these are the several UTM features, unified threat management. So this is only 4 listed here, but actually we will be talking about 7. Okay. So web filtering, application control, antivirus, IPS, file filter, video filter, okay, DNS filter. So we will be talking about those as well. So the configurations are that, okay, what is web filter, how you will be setting it up. Okay, the basics, starting from that. What is the concept with reference to an SSL VPN? Likewise, routings, when we talk about routings, here we have to focus upon OSPF and BGP only. Okay, we will be, when in this module, okay, in the NSE 4 and 7, the routing part that has to be focused here is OSPF, BGP, and policy-based route, PBR. Of course, needless to say, static will also be covered into it. Okay. So these routings will be covered. We will be touching with reference to an SD-WAN, understanding the concept of the VTOM, okay, IPsec site-to-site VPN, HA, proxies, and of course, the basic T-shoot. So NSE 4 has these contents. Now let me just have a quick glance onto it, because what I'm going to show you now is with reference to NSE 7, because hey, what is the difference between NSE 4 and 7, right? What's the difference? See here, NSE 7, see the NSE 7 topics. Architecture is something which is new, right? Something which is addition in here. That is, I will be covering in the intro part as well. So when we will start the first day of the class, there I will be touching that architecture, because it is very important to understand the architect of the firewall. If you do not understand the architect, you can never work on any device for that matter. Okay. See, what I'm trying to say here is, now let's say for example, you have a firewall. Okay, you have a firewall. Now there's an incoming packet and the packet has to be sent out. So when the firewall received the packet and the firewall decided to send it out, firewall would have done something in between. Firewall would have done something, right? When he received the packet, he would have checked something. Something he would have done, right? What is that something? That is important. It's very important, because if you know the inside functioning of the firewall, the configuration, troubleshooting, and everything goes in flow. Okay. So that's how we will be starting. So that is the first thing which I will include. The architect I will include here only in the intro part. Here only I will add the architect. Okay, we will be discussing about that as well. Now, saying that, see here, rest all follow that. See traffic and session monitoring, routing, FortiGuard is something which is new. High HA is also in the NSE4, OSPF, BGP, these are the UTM features. So this is also there in NSE4. IPsec VPN is also there in NSE4. This is a new one, AD VPN, that's an advanced form of VPN commonly called as hub and spoke. Okay, this is that. So this is addition in the NSE 7. SD1 is the same, right? So more or less, only you can see there are 2 or 3 topics which is extra in the NSE4, rest all is same. So what is the difference between NSE4 and NSE7? See, the difference is about the extent of knowledge. See, understand this. Like in NSE4, if I have to tell, like I'm just taking an example, okay, that okay, what is web filter? So I will tell you that, hey, look, what is web filter? Okay, and how you will be doing the config of it. That is what I will be telling you in the NSE4. You only need to know that, okay, if I have to block a website, I will go on the web filter, and this is where I will do the configuration and how I will apply that web filter into the policy. That is all. But when you learn the same thing with reference to NSE7, now NSE7 says that, hey, look, you do not only have, it is not only sufficient that you know that what that feature is and how you will apply it, but you should also know how does that feature function. So if someone says, or if you have configured that, hey, I have to block youtube.com, so I will go into the web filter and I will create a static URL entry where I will add wildcard entry of YouTube action as block, and it's done. Now my website is blocking. Good. But do you know how the firewall is blocking it? What is that packet that the firewall is looking into? And what field the firewall is looking into? The action is based upon which content of the packet, right? Yes or no? So that's the internal functioning. That is only, it's like that is something which you have to cover in NSE7. So see, since NSE4 and 7, more or less, the contents are same. The only difference is the extent of knowledge. So that's why we clubbed this course. This course is the clubbed of NSE4 and 7. Because what's the point of giving you a half-baked knowledge? If I'm going to start any topic, why not to start it from scratch and like try to build up to the extent as high as we can, right? So we will learn what is the web filter, how does a web filter is configured, and how does the web filter function, and where you have to apply the web filter. So all these questions will be answered. Okay, so that's the difference. Getting the point here? Okay. Now you are like getting an insight why we have clubbed NSE4 and 7 in a single module.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. Tell me.
Sir, is my voice audible?
Yes.
Yes. Sir, sorry to disrupt you. Sir, actually, I was told that there is an instructor named Rahul. Like, is there any instructor named Rahul, or is it just Rohan, you?
No, they have typoed. It's like they have typoed. I'm the only one, Rohan. Okay.
Okay.
So that name as Rahul. I will like get it rectified.
Oh, okay, sir. Sorry, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Not an issue. So is there any doubt with reference to the contents which I just told you right now? Getting an idea that why we have clubbed NSE4 and 7 in a single module?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay.
Clear.
Now, see. So see, in terms of troubleshooting, okay. See, in this start, I mentioned the statement, right, that this course will require you to have an extensive knowledge with reference to that. How does this device function, what are all its features, and how does that feature works. Okay, so it's not sufficient that, okay, I will start and clustering and I will say that, hey, look, you just have to run the command set mode active active, set mode active passive, and one will become master, one will become slave, and it's done. Okay, that is not sufficient for this model. I have to tell you exactly what is going inside that. When you say active passive, how does the packet flow into that? And when you say active active, how does it behave? Okay, why you need the same IPs, why you need the same MAC, okay, why the model should be same. So everything has to be questioned with reference to why. The reason behind that is because, like I mentioned, that NSE 4 and 7 test your knowledge with reference to scenario-based questions. That means troubleshooting. And believe me, troubleshooting is never about finding the solution. That's a wrong concept. Because if you are looking to find a solution, that means you have pre-assumed that this might be the problem. And which is the biggest mistake that a troubleshooter can do. Assumption. Never assume that. Troubleshooting is all about narrowing down the issue. So if a VPN has flagged, I'm just taking an example, okay? Let's say a side-to-side VPN went down. There can be more than 20 plus reasons that could have caused that. So my job is not to find that solution of that, okay, if it is down, how I will bring it. No. My first job is to narrow down the issue. That what is the possible cause that has caused the VPN to go down? Once that issue is narrowed down, then only you will come to the solution part, right? First of all, you have to identify the cause and then the solution. So to identify the cause, you should be fully aware that how does your firewall behave and how does a certain protocol performs. What are the messages? What are the headers? How to read that? So all those concepts has to be in there. So that's why this course would require you to have an intensive participation, put on your thoughts in a good way, not in an aggressive or not in a negative. I'm not trying to build up a negative kind of a discussion in environment where we are just shouting on each other or we do not agree on to a point. So, okay, fine, you do not believe me, so it's like your loss or something like that. Okay, nothing like that. Okay, it's never my word against yours or your words against mine. It's all about logs, right? We are the network engineers. So whatever the log says, we will believe that, as simple as it is. So if I'm saying something and you do not accept that thought, completely okay with that. It's my job. I will show you the logs. You will believe that, right? So I also tell the same thing to my customers. Hey, it's never my words are against yours. It's all about the logs. This is what I see, and that's why the conclusion is that you have to agree on to that, right? Because logs never lie. So that's the approach of this course as well. Okay, so this is how I am going to proceed into this. Now, the duration of this course, generally on an average 50 hours. Okay, 50 plus hours would be needed to complete the entire module. However, that will differ based upon the batch to batch. So why I say batch to batch is because, let's say, for example, you have a lot of questions to ask. You are really good into discussions. You are trying to get as much as info that you want. So I do not follow any time bound constant onto that. Okay, fine, I have to cover the batch into 50 hours only. No. You want me to extend it till 80 hours, I can do that. You want me to go as high as 100 hours, I can do that. It's up to you. Okay, but officially this batch would on an average would require 50 plus hours to complete the entire module, and it is a weekend batch. I believe everyone is aware of that, right? So this demo is going with reference to the weekend batch. So we will have the classes on Saturday and Sunday starting from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That is 4 hours class each day. Okay, that is Saturday and Sunday only. Okay, so in like between those 4 hours, we can have our breaks whenever you guys want. Okay, so there is no fixed start of class things and all. and okay, at this date and time, sorry, at this particular time only we will be requiring a break and all. Okay, it's up to us. How do we want to proceed? Clear? So that's the batching time and date. So if there is any question, okay, yes,
Excuse me,
one
sir.
more thing. Yes,
Sorry, could you repeat the timing? It's from 9 to?
9 to 1.
Okay.
Okay, so this is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and this is in IST zone. Okay.
Sir, I also wanted to confirm
Okay.
about the weekday batch, sir. I was told that your weekday batch is going to start from 19th. Is that true? Like,
Currently weekdays batch is currently one of the batch that is going on. Okay, so that is something which will be wrapped up by next week. So after that only the next batch will be continued. Okay.
so sir, probably it's going to start on 19th, or it might, or
Yeah,
it might
yeah,
not be.
likewise. Yes, correct. Likewise only. 19
It will be. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
sir, for that one, how much hours will be there, sir?
There will be, so since that will be a daily batch, so it will start from 9 p.m. and
Okay.
will go to 11 p.m. Okay, daily, 2 hours. Okay.
Monday to Friday, I guess.
Yes, Monday to Friday only. Okay. Weekdays, okay, Monday to Friday. And this batch is with reference to Saturday and Sunday. 4 hours class. Okay.
Okay, sir. So, but it won't be delayed like after 19th. I mean, like, will it be delayed for longer, or it won't be delayed? It will start on the time.
Which one?
I'm talking about the weekday batches now.
See, every class will start on the time, okay? But when it will
No,
end,
sir. I'm talking about the date. Will
date.
it? Yeah, yes, sir.
See, date is something which I cannot give an confirmation to, because like that is something which will be taken care by the admin. Okay.
Okay.
So they are the one who can give you the exact fixed date onto that matter. Okay. But yes, I can tell you one thing is that the current weekdays batch is about to end in next week. Okay. So whatever happens, that will happen after that week only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Okay, sir. Done. Thanks so much.
Okay, so see guys, one more thing is with reference to the lab, right? So let me show you that as well. So just give me a moment, I will just show you. So lab is very important, right? See here. Just let me know once the screen is visible.
Yes, visible.
Okay, now say this is the networking lab, okay, which we will be using. And once you enroll into the course, every one of you will be received with the respective login informations for your own lab. Okay, so it's a cloud-based lab. Okay, and here whatever the topologies is there which I can create. Okay, you do not have the authorization to modify or like create any setup for your own self, but you can tell me whatever the kind of an setup that you want, and I will create it for you, which will be visible to everyone. Okay, so see, there are a lot of labs that I have created, but this is mostly for like testing purposes and all. But like the main labs with reference to which I will be functioning is like, let's say BGP lab, OSPF lab, hub and spoke lab, right? To perform the AD VPNs, HA lab to learn the clusters. Okay, but most of the lab will be done, rest all will be done on this basic lab which I have created. Okay, so if you want to add or something modify into it, we can do it easily here as well. Okay, but see, this is how the labs are. Okay, so this is the Fortinet firewalls, this is the PCs, these are the Cisco routers. So I will tell you that how to set up the initial lab to bring up the devices, and you can so that you can take the access of the FortiGate firewall, and then we can continue with whatever the labs that we want to do. Okay, now please note, whatever the labs that I'm going to give you, okay, I will do it by myself on the recorded session. Everything will be recorded. Okay, whatever that I'm saying right now is also been recorded, and every recorded session is uploaded onto your respective portal, which you can log in and like download and rewatch. Okay, so at your own time and pace. So everything is recorded. So whatever the lab that I'm going to ask you to do, or whatever the lab that I will be giving you, all will be performed by me first, and then the same has to be replicated by you. Okay, why that is the approach that I am doing is because let's say the class is over and now you are trying to do some lab things and all, and you are stuck at a point. So instead of running here and there, or like dropping an mail and like checking with some lab team, admin team and all, which is nothing but you will be losing your own times and efforts, right? So instead of that, you simply can rewatch my videos and see what I have done, so that you will just get a hint onto it and you can continue to do your own lab. Okay, so that's the thought behind it. Second, it is not here, it's like I do not follow an setup or like culture with reference to that. Okay, fine, I have given you a lab, and so that means that has to be done by tomorrow or like in a day or two. Nothing like that. Okay, whatever the task that I will give you, it's up to you whenever you want to do it, whenever or however you want to do it. My thought behind giving you the lab is that if you are really willing to do that, do it by yourself. Take the logs, take the debugs, understand what is going on. And if you are still having some doubts, some of the concerns while you did the lab, feel free to ask me that. Ask me your questions. But that questions I will take from the labs which you have done. Believe me. Of course, during the class, whatever the lab I will be doing, you can ask the questions, because I will try my best to give you all the insights onto what I have done, and you can ask your questions anytime. That's fine. But the labs that I have given you, you have to repeat that. If you still have doubts, ask me. And please note, the first day lab questions can be asked in the last day of the batch. Okay, you can ask me anytime. It's not that, okay, I have completed that topic, now we have moved very far into the course and now you have some doubts with the first day class, so you cannot ask me that. No, ask me any time that you feel like. So it's your own pace. Everyone is working on. I believe most of you would be working candidates, right? So you have your other works like as well, right? So I understand that, because I myself am employed to somewhere, right? So it's your own pace. Okay, do whatever you like, do your labs, do your things, study the videos, re-watch it. Whenever you have the doubts, ask me that. That's the point. Clear? Okay. Third, the mode of the communication into the class is going to be English by default. Okay, because there are several candidates who are from outside, or several candidates who are from several parts of India. So if any one of you is not able to understand, okay, other language like Hindi, so I can teach you in English or in Hindi. Both is my own tongue. Okay. So if everyone agrees that, hey, we are okay with Hindi language, so please tell us in Hindi, I will tell you that. But if a single student says that, hey, I'm not okay with Hindi language, and I only need the English, that is the mode of the communication, for the batch, it is going to be English. Okay. But if still any of you would want me to rephrase the concepts with reference to other language like Hindi, I will do it for you. But at the same time, I will translate it in English so that others can also understand. Clear? Mode of communication. Okay. So not a problem on to that part. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's all from my side. If you have, okay, I see one message in there. Just give a moment. Okay, yes. Okay, fine. So if you have any doubts, concerns regarding whatever I've told you or whatever I've showed you, let me know, please.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
So do we get any sort of workbooks or something?
No, with reference to the labs, there is no predefined workbooks, nothing.
Any other, printed material to refer to?
Yes, that is something which I will give you at the end of the batch. This is from my side to yours. Okay, so I will be asking you, every one of you, to share your email IDs to me, and I will be giving you a certain materials for reference, my own personal notes, which will help you to shoot, troubleshoot, and all, which will contain all the list of command lines and something. So these helping things I will be giving you at the end of the batch. Okay, last day.
And for theory, because I believe theory is very important to understand any product.
Theory.
Because until unless the theory is not clear, you cannot just simply
See,
write commands and
theory, as far as theory is concerned, so that's why this class is there for, right? You are here, so it's my job to make each and every concept very, very clear. But yes, I understand the point that you should also be having some sort of a reference, it's like documents, right?
right.
So
Because the thing is, what happens is that since we are all working professionals, so we don't really get that kind of time to go through the labs and then prepare our own notes. Because if we keep on preparing if we keep on going through the videos and writing everything down, then it's going to take years for that to complete.
True, correct.
So I was kind of hoping that, because most of the other classes, what they do is that they provide you a workbook of labs and the important key topics and theory concepts, so that you can refer them while doing it, and you can refer them later on as well. I mean, not necessarily in in a hard copy. Even a PDF will also work.
No, that's correct. But see, with reference to the labs and all, there is no respective, it's like any predefined workbooks for that matter. Okay, so it's all about the labs that we are going to do, and anyhow everything is going to be recorded, right? So that is something is there. But with reference to the theory or like configuration parts and all, you can always refer this administrative guide. That is the official document of the Fortinet. Okay, so the lab will be done on the version 7.0.0, which is one of the latest one. Okay, so that is the software that we will be using in order to do all our labs. Okay, so even you can find the document for 7.0.0, but if like here you can see that the document is for 7.2.4, but that is also the same. There is no difference into that. Okay, so here you can follow whatever the configuration that you want to do. If you want to understand onto that, like say for example, network, you want to see interface settings, right? So just click onto that. It will give you all the insights of what are the each and every option stands for, and how you can do the configuration with reference to CLI as well as with reference to GUI. Okay, that is what it is. Okay, so to answer that, that's the only official document which you can refer with reference to the theoretical part. But apart from this, what I will be giving you at the end of the batch is with reference to some helping materials which will help you to crack your NSE 4 and 7, as well as to help you to consolidate the commands which will be which you have to execute while working on a certain common cases. Like for example, if I have got the high CPU, high like memory, okay, VPN is flapping. Okay, so something like that. So I have made, so that's my own content, okay, which I have with myself. Okay, so I will be sending it to you at the end of the class end of the batch as well. Okay, so that's all you will be getting from my side. Okay.
Okay, and are there any prerequisites of first completing NSE 4 and then only can you go and write NSE 7, or can we simply write?
No, brother. See, you want to go for NSE 7 directly, you can. Okay, there is no need to go for an NSE 4 and then go for NSE 7, nothing like that. See, NSE 1, 2, and 3, these are free of cost. Anyone can attempt it as number of times you want. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 is just the basics know-how of the product. That's all. Okay. Whereas an NSE 4 is designed in order to test your knowledge with reference to FortiGate. That is the security device. And NSE 7 has several modules. So in NSE 7, you have to attempt the FortiGate. That is the security, network security, NSE 7. So you can directly apply for that as well. Okay.
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 And how many hours of time are you going to give to SD-WAN?
How many times of hours? See, SD-WAN is included into the module itself. Okay. So
Yes,
what if, so the SD-WAN feature that we are going to learn is with reference to the FortiGate firewall only. So we will be giving it around 4 hours, give or take, for the
okay.
SD-WAN. Okay.
Because
In the lab,
I
yes,
believe SD-WAN itself, I mean, there's a different, exam for SD-WAN. In NSE 7 module, there are like two exams. One is with SD-WAN and the another one is with firewall.
FortiGate firewall.
So,
Yes. So
yeah, so
in that FortiGate firewall only, the SD-WAN is included. So let me show you one of that. What I'm talking about.
the reason, asking for this question is that many of my friends told me that, there is a different set of exam for SD-WAN in FortiGate. In NSE 7, there are two exams. One is for simply FortiGate firewall, and the another one is FortiGate with SD-WAN. So they usually have different class altogether for SD-WAN for almost like 30-40 hours. So that's the reason why I asked that, are we going to cover the, are we going to prepare for that SD-WAN exam as well, or will it just be simply for FortiGate firewall and NSE 7?
No, see. The thing is, when you talk about the SD-WAN appliance, okay, so what you are referring is with reference to the SD-WAN appliance. Okay, now why you need 30 to 40 hours to cover the SD-WAN appliance is because when you will start that, only the SD-WAN, they have to tell you about the routings, they have to tell you with reference to the cluster behaviors, they have to tell you about the SD-WAN rules and all, right? So that's why it is 30 to 40 hours. But in the FortiGate firewall, since anyhow we will be touching all those points. So with routings, it's like route manipulations, okay, fail over of the links, redundant links, all these things will be covered, right? So I am excluding all those points out from the SD-WAN because I'm not taking those things into the SD-WAN. I am only focusing on the core concept of the SD-WAN. So that will take 4 hours. Rest all is anyhow included into this device as well, right? So there is nothing difference with reference to that. Okay, what the separate SD-WAN can do and what this FortiGate SD-WAN feature cannot. So it's like one of the same. Okay, so SD-WAN, which is inbuilt into the FortiGate, that is also going to do the same thing with the same configuration and like concepts. Okay.
Okay. So, will you be also assisting us in writing the exams in a way that, I mean, will you also kind of guide us in how to prepare and provide any dumps?
Of course.
You do provide dumps, right? You do provide dumps, right?
Yes, please. Now it's fine. So is there anything else?
So, what will be the duration? Like, will it be over in 1 month or will it take more than 1 month?
Like I
to complete?
mentioned, it is 50 hours on average, right? So if you see with reference to weekend batch will move around, you can take around 5 weeks. Okay, 5 weeks would be there. Okay, 5 to 6 it will go.
Okay.
See, the advantage with the weekend batch is that the flow is maintained. Okay, since I have 4 hours, so the flow is maintained. So we will be able to cover more topics, concepts with reference to as compared to the weekdays batch, where we only have a limitation for 2 hours officially, right? Of course, the class may extend up to 210 to 30 hours, but officially it is 2 hours. So the pace is broken, right? So whenever in the next day when we are going to start the class again, there is something I have to again refresh the last class, right? So that's what it is. But in the weekend batches, it's the pace is good. So like that's why you can assume that it will take hardly around 5 to 6 weeks. That's
But sir, for the weekday batches, we are getting extra hours, I guess. As you said, as you mentioned earlier, for one day you're taking 2 hours. So at the end of the week, it is like 10 hours in a week.
yes.
So
So the content is same, right? There is nothing what extra I'm going to is like going to give them, right? At the same course, same model, same thing, right?
yes, just complete.
There's like nothing extra in that, right?
Mhm.
It's all about the hours, man. Based upon your like whatever the schedule that you follow, you are okay with the weekdays, go with the weekdays, the night classes. If you're okay with the weekend day classes, you can go with the weekend classes. It's up to you. Okay. John?
I
So,
have a doubt, sir. Not a doubt, actually. I want to understand. When a production network is going on and everything is like fine, what all tasks does a firewall engineer get? Like, I'm not into firewall thing. This is my just an introduction to it. So I don't really know how these things work. So could you please
You can,
explain?
okay, let me see. That's a broader question. Okay, but let me give you a point-to-point answer to that. See, one, if your firewall is in production, that is, it has been deployed successfully, everything is working. So what you will get is break and fix. There are two things that you might be getting: break and fix issue or upgrade maintenance activity. Okay, so when it comes to maintenance, like let's say for example, I have to move my firmware from this version to the higher one, that is something, or something was working. Let's say VPN was working, but the traffic stopped flowing. There is a high CPU. I can see slowness. The traffic is moving very slow. There is a certain drop, partial drop. Okay. So anything which is related to your configurations. Okay. So maybe like users are not getting authenticated as per your config. Maybe your VPN is not getting established. The users are not able to reach to a certain destination using your VPNs. Okay. Clusters. I can say that, okay, hey, if FortiGate 1 is working as a master, everything is fine. But when the failover happens and the FortiGate 2 becomes the master now, there is a drop into a certain application server. Okay, so these kinds of an issues. Okay, so that is something which you will be getting. So you have to be very upfront. Okay, you should be very prompt in order to fix the issue, because remember, your device is in production. So that means whatever the issue that you are getting is impacting the business. So you should be very quick in order to sort out what the issue is and then give them a work around or the solution, whatever that is possible to fix that respective issue. Okay, so that is one.
Okay.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
can
Understood.
do all these things only if you have really got the basics understanding of this firewall and the concepts. Okay.
Understood, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like we do iOS upgradation in normal Cisco routers, such as just
Yes.
similar kind.
Correct. Okay, so but in the like FortiGate firewall, you will also be dealing with these securities, right? For example, I have to stop an IPS attacks and all, right? So based upon the IPS and all, I have to stop some viruses, malwares and all. And someone said that, hey, I was using your firewall, but still I can see that a system was impacted by a virus. A virus got through my network. Why did it happen? Okay. Hey, I want to block a certain thing. I want to block the downloads, uploads. I do not want my customers to send or neither to receive any sort of an exe software. Now you have to stop that exe software. Okay. How will you do that? Okay, so because this is firewall, that means NGFW. That is okay. That is going to give you the complete inspection feature. Yes, please. Something else? Anything, brother?
So in this batch of 4 hours over the weekend, like how do we perform the labs? Like, I mean, do you perform the lab and then ask, or do you also simultaneously perform it with you, or how is it like? Or we just like, hear or and see you performing the lab and
No, see, the approach would be, I never recommend that if I'm doing a lab, you have to copy it. No, because if you do that, if you are doing the lab at the same time as I do, you will not learn a thing. You are simply seeing and like doing what I'm doing. So just clicking and like choosing a certain options doesn't make us a good engineer onto this firewall, right? What the important thing is, whenever what I'm doing, you have your eyes onto it. You have any doubts, you think something is going wrong, something that you do not understand, something is not making sense here, why I am doing this, ask your questions, clear your doubts. Okay, and that doubt will be much more clear because I'm doing the lab at the same time, right? So whatever your doubt says, I will be showing it in the lab as well. So once your doubts are clear, everything is done, and you have seen the lab with your own thoughts and your own understanding, then you can replicate the same thing at your own time. Do it. Okay, do the same thing and try to validate your thoughts. That's all that matters. Okay, you have to validate. So if you think that, okay, let's say for example, you think that okay, VPN will behave in this way. Let's say you have an assumption onto that, and as per my concept, this is how the VPN messages will go, and like this is how it should be working. Now do the lab, take the logs, take the debugs, and then verify that is your understanding correct as per the logs what you are seeing. If not, rectify your concept. Okay, that's all matter. Okay.
and do we also run any sort of PCAP and capture
Of
packets and
course, without the capture, we will not be doing any lab. How I will know that the packet is being received on the firewall, right? And if yes, how it is sending it out. So we will be doing packet captures as well as the debug. Okay. But yes, we will be doing this one by one, step by step. Okay, we will not be directly jumping onto the debug. I will start running some heavy commands, and like you will be saying, okay, fine, what he's showing, and something big outputs, and I will start showing you that. No, I will start with the baby steps. Okay, ABCD. But yes, just give me a week time, 7 to 8 days. If it's in like daily batch, you will be able to get all those commands and outputs in your thoughts that okay, how you have to go through that. And if it's a weekend, you will be seeing it in 2 days only. That is the next week only you will be able to understand all these things. Okay.
So I'm not very well familiar with the routing protocols like you just mentioned, like about the BGP and
BGP and OSPF.
OSPF and also like
Okay.
should I get familiar with it as soon as
Just
possible, or will
see,
it
just
create any
one thing.
problems in
See,
future?
just one thing with reference to routing protocols. Okay, just do one thing.
Yes,
Follow
sir.
the basics. Okay, just watch any basics that okay, what protocol there is, what message, it's like how they form the neighborship. Anyhow, I will be touching the basics, but the main thing, okay, let me set the expectations here very clear. But the main thing with reference to BGP and OSPF topics with reference to the NSE 4 and 7 is the route manipulation. Like I said, I myself is a working guy, okay, and I will not tell you anything which is hypothetical or something which is useless. Okay, what really matters is in the day-to-day situation is the customers will be coming with the route manipulation requirement. See, my BGP neighborship is down. That is, it will take 5 minutes to fix the issue for that because it's very simple. There's a predefined RFC behavior. You have to just see 3 or 4 commands and it's done. Okay, nothing much into it. The same goes true for the OSPF as well. The neighborship is never the problem. The problem is about the learning of the routes. Let's say someone says that, hey, my neighbor has added 5 new routes, but I am not getting it. Now that's the challenge. You have to troubleshoot that. Let's say, for example, one of the most common issue that you will be seeing with reference to routing is, I'm saying that, hey, from my BGP neighborship, I have learned 3 routes for same destination. One is pointing towards port 1, one is pointing towards port 2, and the other one is pointing towards a VPN interface. Now, as per the default routing behavior, my port 1 route is marked as the best route, okay, to reach a certain destination. But what I want is that the traffic should be preferred to go via VPN, okay. So now what he is asking you to do is to change the route preference. So you have to manipulate. How you will manipulate the route into the BGP or into the OSPF so that the firewall starts taking VPN route as the best route instead of port 1 as the best route. Okay, so that's the challenge you will be getting in day to day. And I think if someone is working, you would agree with that point as well, right? That is what the manipulation is, right? You like try to play with certain attributes and all. So this is all something which we will be covering into our modules. Clear?
Just a question: why are we not covering EIGRP? I mean, does it not support EIGRP, or is there any other reason?
It is not that. It is not that. See, EIGRP is not included into the NSE 4 and 7 module. One thing, you know, onto that. Okay. So NSE 4 and 7 is not going to ask you that.
Okay. And I mean, I have never worked on FortiGate before. So I mean, just a question that do you ever see in any of the environments with FortiGate being configured with EIGRP?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Fine then.
So with the basic networking knowledge, I'm good with it, I guess. I can continue with the Fortinet.
I'm like, sorry, can you please come again?
Hello, sir. So with the basic networking knowledge, then I'm good for the Fortinet, I guess. Like good to.
I'm like, sorry, Abdul, but your audio is not that clear to me.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, please tell me.
Is my audio clear, sir?
Yeah,
Hello.
somewhat. Yes, somewhat. Tell me.
Yes, sir. So with basic networking knowledge, I'm good to go, I guess. I mean, for the
Yes,
Fortinet.
correct. You are good to go.
Okay.
Basics, man. Just need basics, nothing more. Okay? And yes, concern about the routing, right? One more thing that I need to add here is that I do not use any PPT to teach the entire course. Okay. I do not use any kind of a predefined template for that matter. But with reference to routing, I will be giving you a document, PPT, that I will be using. Okay. Why? Because routing is a very vast topic. Okay. So in that, all these situations, the lab scenarios, situations with the command and outputs, everything will be mentioned. Okay, so you can have it as your workbook for the routing. Okay, now that will be very helpful in order to troubleshoot or in order to work on out of 10 issues on the BGP and OSPF. That's my claim. Okay, that's my claim. That the document which I'm going to give you with reference to the routing, okay, that will help you to resolve 10 out of 10 issues with reference to BGP and OSPF. And believe me, that will. Okay, and if you want to refresh those concepts and points, everything is mentioned. I have worked really hard onto that to maintain this, to attach all the screenshots onto it, which when I will touch the routing point, I will share you that document. Okay, clear? So do not worry on to that one. But rest all for the entire course, I do not follow any PPT, nothing like that. Okay, whatever is there, I will write it, I will discuss it, I will go in as deep as we want. Okay, no predefined knowledge, nothing. Clear? Clear, guys?
So the official classes will be starting from 13th, I guess, for the weekend batch.
Yeah, next week, 13th.
Next week, 13th. Okay.
13th. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, Ajay.
Yeah, I have a question regarding the monitoring part. Are we covering the 40 monitor or 40
No.
manager monitoring?
We are not going to cover 40 manager or 40 analyzer or any other product. These are different products. Okay, that is NSE 5. Okay, this is only for FortiGate product. Okay, firewall.
Okay, but please confirm me for SD-WAN monitoring, right? Do we cover something in this course?
SD-WAN itself has a, what do you understand by SD-WAN monitoring? Do you want to track
Okay.
the status?
Like the other product, we have a dashboard, right? In Cisco Viptela, we have a vManage, and Aruba, we have a Aruba Central. Like in Fortinet, we have a Forti Manager, and maybe sometimes we have Forti Monitor is also the enhanced version, and Forti Analyzer.
Yes.
So from that perspective, are we going to cover any kind of, because this is something the part of our troubleshooting?
Okay, let me answer that with the lab itself. Okay, just give me a moment. I will show you. I will share my screen. Okay. Just give me a moment. This is the lab PC, okay, that I'm trying to access from here. Now see here, with reference to monitoring and all, right? See, there are 3 locations where you can monitor. First is this dashboard where you can see all your overall the pointers that you want to see with reference to CPU, memory, licenses, sessions counts, and even the interface bandwidths and all. Okay, so which I will tell you when we will start the course. This is FortiView logging. This will also show you the logs, stats. Okay, that which device is using what. Okay, like if I click in here, you can easily see that this device is trying to reach which destination, how many sessions has been formed, what are those like sessions and all. Okay, and the third is logs and report. Okay, so here you can also verify and see the logs and all. Okay, so what happened, what kind of traffic is received, what are the actions that it has taken. Okay, now with reference to SD-WAN, see here. Okay, this is the SLA. Okay, this is the SLA that will give you the real-time track of the SD-WAN interfaces. Okay, so if you want to monitor that, you can see the interfaces, and if something happens onto the overall SD-WAN, then you will see in the events. Here in the events, you have a lot of things that you can see. Like for example, if I click on SD-WAN events, it will give you the complete track of what happened to the SD-WAN. So this is the last lab which I did, okay, for my previous batch. So that is what it is showing in here, right? You can see that when the link was added, when the failover occurred, how the link moved, everything will be recorded here. Okay, so this is the monitoring of the SD-WAN in the FortiGate file. Clear?
So this is the FortiGate dashboard, right? Or is a Forti Manager as of now?
No. See, understand. You are what you are seeing on the screen is FortiGate firewall. Okay. Forti Manager is a different device which is used to manage multiple Fortinet products into a single platform, whereas Forti Analyzer is a device which is used for logging. So what is the difference between that is FAZ, that is Forti Analyzer, will be storing the same logs what you are seeing in here. But the point is FortiGate will be showing you the logs not older than 7 days. Whereas FAZ can give you the logging record for even 5 years or 10 years if you want, depending upon what license you have purchased for the FAZ. Okay, that's the point.
Okay,
And
Okay, got it. So my question for the limitation of the disk or the storage for this FortiGate, just for my understanding, how many days data will be available as a event log in
there are
FortiGate?
three locations. There are three locations, okay, where the logs will be stored. For example, if the logs is stored in memory of the firewall, then the age of that logs will remain with reference to, or like till the point the memory is filled. So you understand in that point of view. Let's say you have a pen drive, okay, and the size of that pen drive is 16 GB. So you have copied some files onto that, and your pen drive has completely been filled with 16 GB data, right? Now you want to copy some more files onto it. Can you copy that file onto your 16 GB pen drive, which is completely filled up? No, right?
Yeah,
what
so
you can do-
that's because you know this product. So from that perspective, I just want to check any estimated how many days data will be available.
that is what I'm saying. Understand this. I'm like telling you about the memory location. Okay, there are several locations. I'm telling you about the first memory.
Okay.
In like memory, there is no define of the limit. For example, in the pen drive, if I'm putting up, let's say I kept a file into it, right? And if I have a space left, so I am still copying that file, right? Something else I'm like copying it. So how long I have kept that file into the pen drive? Till the point the pen drive was filled, right? That can be in a month, that can be in a year, that can be in 5 years, that doesn't matter. Or maybe in 5 days only my like PD was filled, right? So if once that memory is completely filled up, no matter how long it has taken, then
Okay.
if there is a new log, then what will happen is the oldest entry will be removed and the new one will be maintained.
Okay.
So now if you
Got
say that how long did the old entry maintained, so that is something which depends upon what is the rate of the logging into the memory. Okay, that would
Great.
now
Okay.
the second location that you can store the logs is disk. So if you store the logs in disk, okay, your disk cannot have logs older than 7 days. Okay, so let me show you this.
Okay.
See, although in this device you will see that the disk is having a 79.27 GB, right? Okay, but still it cannot store the logs older than 7 days. Okay, maybe the disk is free, that doesn't matter, but it will automatically remove the logs which is older than 7 days. So now what you can do is you can either send your logs to FAZ or FMZ, or even to the FortiCloud. Here, just turn it on, write the IPs and it's done. Or you can send it to your syslog server, right? You may also be having your syslog server, correct? Correct. So you just have to send the logs to the syslog, just write the syslog IP and it's done. FortiGate will send all the logs, events, everything to the syslog so that you can maintain in there. Okay. But on the FortiGate firewall, you can only have logs stored in two locations, either in memory or in disk. That is all it is. Clear?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And my last question regarding this SD-WAN monitoring, do you think that FortiMonitor is more supportive, or is it mandatory to use the FortiMonitor for the SD-WAN?
There is nothing called FortiMonitor.
Okay, it is an analyzer?
FortiManager or FortiAnalyzer, right?
Okay, so there is no any term of FortiMonitor, right?
No, I don't think there is anything called FortiMonitor, which is in my knowledge. I don't think so. FortiMonitor.
Okay, maybe I've seen digital experience monitoring. Yeah.
Okay, FortiMonitor DM. Okay. See, this is also a different appliance that is meant in order to enhance your experience in order to manage all the several products. Okay, so see, Fortinet builds products like FortiAP, that is access point, FortiAuth, okay, FortiWeb, FortiGate, FortiManager, FortiAZ, FortiDEM, okay, and FortiSwitch, and likewise many more. Okay, so if you have got a complete kind of an Forti architect into it, okay, you have got all the devices appliances into it, so you can manage everything with reference to DEM. That is what it is. Okay.
Okay. So it's Okay, clear. It is not only for WAN, could be the LAN, wireless, everything.
Yes,
Correct?
yes.
Right. But if I only require for SD-WAN monitoring, I don't think the digital experience monitor will be more beneficial. Right?
It is. See, that is something which I cannot comment right now on this. Okay, this is something which is beyond my scope. Okay, that is a business kind of a requirement. For that, you have to reach to your respective sales team. They will guide you. Okay, I cannot
Okay.
comment on to that.
Okay. Fine. Thank you very much. Please continue.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so see, understand some business challenges and clause, right? I also have to abide by that. Okay, so I cannot interfere into that. So that's why my comments are limited onto that point. Okay. Clear?
Yeah, please, thanks.
Okay. Fine then. Anything else, guys? So whatever we are going to learn is with reference to FortiGate firewall. Okay. Please be that clear. Okay. So the expectation is very, very clear here. FortiGate firewall. So if there is no questions, shall we wrap up our demo?
Am I audible?
Yes, please, Ajay. Yeah, tell me. Ajay. I think is.
Am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I was asking for this the combined module for NSE 4 and 7. We will cover the complete firewall plus SD-WAN feature of Fortinet.
Yes, correct.
Okay. From exam perspective as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, guys?
Sir, is there a huge salary gap between Palo Alto